I don't know if y'all will be able to hear me. It's raining pretty good. Really wish it wasn't raining, but I'll try to speak up. I'm torquing the flex plate down, and you have to do it in stages. You go 15 pounds, 37 pounds, 74 pounds. Pound-foot. You need to put Loctite on there. Blue Loctite is what is really ideal for this situation, because red Loctite's like welding something on, and you don't want to do that on this in case you ever need to take it off. Alright, so the bolts for the flex plate are smaller than the hole for the flex plate, and I don't understand why GM would design it that way, but that's how it is, so that's how it's gonna go together. Apparently no one has issues with it. I don't know. Really don't want to ever have to pull transmission back out, but sometimes it can't be avoided. Hopefully this is correct. What can you do? Put her together and send her. Okay, alright. Just keep on trying. I may have to put it on the ground to get it to where it won't try to flip over the whole time. It's gonna have to go down on the ground anyway, so we'll just drop it down real quick. I don't even know where we were, so. Still gonna do it though. Okay. Alright. I guess we need to put the torque converter on the transmission. So I'm gonna glove up and we'll do that. And then we'll get to make two become one. Fun, fun, fun. It's not fun. Definitely a good idea to spray a little Croil on these guys here. Or WD-40, some kind of lubricant. It makes it easier to put them on whenever the dowel pins are lubed up. Alright, let me get gloved up and then we'll start working on the transmission side of things. Alright. Alright, see if we can't make a mess and wrestle this heavy son of a gun on here. Gotta love all the transmission fluid that's gonna come out. Oh, come on. That isn't in all the way. Come on. Let us move some stuff around, see if we can't mate these guys. Hook them up like a tow truck. Why don't y'all get out of my way? Golly. Okay. Let's put a little oil on the floor. Out of that cooler line. Oil cooler. The cooler. He's spitting the cooler.
Well, my. Was my little aquatic engineer about to bash one of my football players?
Well, he's bitten a cooler.
Try not to smash feet. This is more brutal than it actually was. Torque converter may be fucked up. I haven't noticed it till now, but there's like a line board in that thing. Shit. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get online for a minute and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I don't know why I didn't notice this before. Look at that groove on the torque converter. Yeah, I don't think that's right. It isn't symmetrical, it looks like. I don't know, maybe that don't look right. I don't like that. Maybe buying a torque converter. Great. and the spacer that goes between the flex plate and the crankshaft. So I'll let you know shortly. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, so I need to get a torque converter. Should be here to get it tomorrow, but the problem is I gotta go to O'Reilly, or not, I need to go to Summit and pick up there's a spacer on the crankshaft, and it's got some grooves worn in it. See here, this here, between the crankshaft and the space in the flex plate, it's got grooves worn in it, so I'm not going to take my chances, and we're just going to go ahead and replace that too, because that's the way to do it. Sounds like we'll be taking a couple days doing some other stuff, so we'll see you in the next crap. Alright, picked up a new torque converter, or a remanufactured torque converter. As you can see there, I guess I can clean up my mess one of these days, but I hate doing that whenever I'm making a mess. And I need to pull the flex plate back off and get the spacer off of it so that I can put the new spacer on. Went to Summit and picked one of them dudes up, so I guess we'll zip that turret off. And it came with new bolts too, the spacer did, so that's kind of neat. It's nice having Summit nearby. Otherwise I would have been waiting for shipping. Although I hadn't had time to install it, I could have waited for it to ship here, but it's always a good excuse to go cruise through Summit. They have an area for it's like stuff that was, I'm guessing, returned or whatever, and maybe that was displayed, and they're extremely discounted. I didn't see anything I needed this time, but that's where I got the flex plate last time. And I got a couple other things I needed in here. Coolant temperature switch, or coolant temperature sensor, whatever. Got that so that you can put it in the factory spot and it'll function with the factory gauge. It's a 3-wire one for a Camaro, I guess, I think is what it was for. This is there, it doesn't got like threads on it. Interesting. Put these back in. Get the torque wrench back out.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
What am I doing? Well, we're gonna edit this out because I didn't put the fucking flex plate back on. I wonder those seem to go in there pretty far. Okay, so they're torqued. I'm gonna fill the torque converter up with some transmission fluid, and then we will put it on there and see if we can't. Might move the chain on the engine so I can just lift the engine up. Alright, I'm gonna just put a little transmission fluid in the torque converter, and then we'll pour it in this pan, and I just want to see what the fluid looks like coming out. It's brand new, or remanufactured, but I just want to make sure it's not metal or anything in there. Looks good. Very scientific method. Never seen anybody do this, but I figured I would, I don't know, just kind of give me a little peace of mind. I don't see anything, so looks clean. Alright, now I'm gonna fill it up and get ready to stab it on there. See if we can't make this converter torque, or make this torque converter convert torque. Maybe, hopefully. First we gotta fight this heavy pig on here. What am I doing wrong here? I tell you. Here I am having to Google every fucking thing. Alright, we'll be back again because this doesn't seem right. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Alright. Like I said before, I'm not a mechanic. I'm just a dude that throws some junk together. Alright, so I think it's my own user error, or installer error. I don't think I had the torque converter seated all the way in. I mean, at least I hope that's the case. I'm not really, holding out much hope for that being the case, but I don't think the torque converter can go in much further. So hopefully that's what the problem was. Probably not, though, if we're, being honest here. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. So, like I say all the time, I'm just winging it. Chicken winging it. Kicking wing. doesn't seem right. Don't understand. Okay, maybe we're getting somewhere then. Maybe we're cooking with kerosene. Didn't seem right. I don't know why. I mean, it's so close. The funk. Yeah. Do I have the wrong flex plate? Do I have the wrong fucking torque converter? I mean, it's fucking all of these things are possibilities. Can't win for losing with this shitbag fucking engine. And this thing's been cursed since the start. A tree fell on the fucking Suburban. I mean, was that not a red flag? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't want to mess with it today. I'm tired of this, so yeah, it's just, you know how those days go. Anyway, we'll see you later. All right, so in my infinite stupidity, I think I figured out what I did wrong here. I pulled the front pump out of the transmission. It wasn't too hard to pull. I didn't need a puller. I just pried at the bottom of the housing against these little ears on there. There is a gear here. All right, you see this gear has these little bosses in it, or whatever you want to call them, tabs. Oh my God, what an idiot. At least it landed on my shoe before it hit the ground, so there's that. This gear has these little, see, little rigid, little raised parts there. Okay, well, apparently whenever I put that torque converter in, I dented that. I don't know, maybe I'll just smooth it back out, because, I don't know if, yeah, you can see that, but let's go over to the torque converter and I'll show you. Yeah, see, it doesn't go all the way, it doesn't seat all the way on there. But I think it would do better if we turned it around. Yeah, see, it kind of starts to go in there now. But yeah, I think before I buy another one, I'll try to see if I can't just clean those little ears off of there, little ridges. So I'll do that, and then we'll see how it fits. I don't know if I'll be able to. Is it focusing on it? Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try that, clean those up with, I don't know if I'll be able to get it with a file or not. I may have to get a little Dremel tool out and deburr it. So I'll see what that does. And hope we didn't fuck anything else up. Because that's just what I do, I guess. Just tear shit up. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, so yep, that was the problem. I just kind of filed it down a little bit with a flat file. And I will show you that it fits. See, it's flush now. So I guess I need to get a gasket for the pump housing, you know. What a pain in the butt. There's some wear on that. I don't know if that's some kind of bushing. I'm not replacing it because I don't know how to fucking do that. I am not an automatic transmission guy. I'm not a transmission guy, period. I'm barely a fucking mechanic-ish person. Just a car guy that can't afford to pay people to do stuff, so you got to figure it out the hard way. See if we can't find a gasket, a pump housing gasket. This one, it's kind of old and used, so don't think that's going to do us any good. Feels very brittle. In my luck, it will just break, crack, whatever when we go to put it back together. So try to get a new one of those, see if anyone has one locally. Probably not though, because that's just how it goes for me. All right, let's see if we can't stab this torque converter. Now I got the new gasket on the pump between the transmission there. You saw where I had to modify the gear for the pump on the front pump. Anyway, round 77 fight. Mortal Kombat, guys. Mortal freaking Kombat. I got the flats down at the bottom, so we'll see. I got a new O-ring for that too. See what happens. See what happens. Ugh. So the problem was the transmit or the torque converter obviously wasn't going in far enough. It was only, you only had like a 5/8 between the flats on the torque converter and the bell housing. I'm sure there's gonna be people watching this like, what in the hell? This guy doesn't know what he's doing. Well, they wouldn't be wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. Just winging it. Oh, I think we got it. And let's see. I'll bring you in for a closer look. See there. Oh yeah. Where's my vintage mic indicator? This thing is very old school. I have nicer ones, but I kind of like this one. Don't know why I like it, but I like it. Look at that, right at 1 inch. I'm okay with that. So what you want to do is measure it. Can you even see? On the flats here, between where it bolts to your flex plate and then the outside of the bell housing, where the bolts go on the bell housing. Let's see, this is hard to see, but it's like right at 1 inch, which is basically what you want. So now we may be able to stab these two together. See what we can do. Can do!
Ooh, yeah! Can do!
Well, I guess it's not too bad to line up anyway, since it's not touching it anymore. All right, we got that one. Wow. It's amazing how easy that goes on when you have the proper engagement of the torque converter. Just look at that. It just like fell into place. Boy, sometimes I just need to pump the brakes and hope I didn't damage the front pump. Anyway, so yeah, that's where we're at there. So I'll put these bolts in very easily, apparently. Then we'll get ready to stab the old engine and tranny into the bourbon. Because that's what everybody needs to see and wants to see, right? Ready to go in. We will be back after I get those bolts all tightened and torqued down and everything, and make sure I'm not missing anything. I might put the starter on, the dust shield. Well, I need to bolt up the torque converter bolts to the flex plate, torque those down, but a couple things we just need to button up, and then maybe we'll be stabbing this in here in a little bit. So we will see you shortly. So finally have everything together to where I can put the engine in the damn Suburban, because, you know, we've been waiting. I don't know, just I've had a lot of other stuff going on, so hadn't really been able to work on it in the last week or so. Anyway, yeah, I got the drive shaft pulled out. I cut the exhaust down so I can cobble it together with the, I'll just put this on here so I get a measurement. This is the CPP down pipes. They're real close to the transmission, but they clear. And I had someone had asked about if they'll hit the shift linkage on a 480. I'm like, well, I don't know yet. I will know. They'd asked on one of the videos for the 86 C10. Anyway, I just told them, well, we'll find out here in a couple weeks. Well, hopefully it doesn't hit it. If it does, then we'll have to figure something out. I think Low Car makes one. A lot of people use that. The down pipes, CPP down pipes. They're like 90 something bucks on eBay. Pretty inexpensive. One cool thing, I'm hoping that this works out. I got the drive shaft from the donor lined up here, and mind you, the engine may sit back a little further. We'll see. I probably won't get lucky enough for it to fit, but you know, that would be pretty awesome if I could just use the drive shaft from the 2000 Suburban. But it probably won't work, so here we are. Anyway, yeah, let me get tooled up. I left the clamshells loose this time. Supposedly it's supposed to help. I'm like, well, there's not that much give in them, and they're kind of a bitch to tighten up, but we left them loose anyway. Let's get to putting this damn thing in here finally. One small step for man, one giant leap for the Suburban. Let's get something done today, okay, guys? I'm tired of this sitting around, y'all just piddling, not doing anything. Someone's got to work around here. All right, got the Suburban pushed forward some. It's fine. He's fine. I wish I had just a cherry picker, but this comes in handy if you got to pull a cab off of something. Just a lot of stuff. And it was cheaper than a cherry picker. I got it from my buddy's dad, Anthony, for $200. Might go up a little bit just till I get the Suburban pushed up to it, and then I can lower it down to clear the firewall. Quit spinning. Quit spinning. I tell you.
Is that pretty close, guys, or what?
Hitting the frame over here, so we're in the vicinity of where we need to be. Get off of there. Good grief. Disobedient. Watch out for the brake booster and master cylinder, eh? Probably should have straightened it out. I would have seen it most likely. You hitting anything yet? Motor mount a little bit. Transmission hitting the cross member? Nope. It's kind of hanging out there. Is that big enough? Probably. Go ahead and put a bolt in the back of the cylinder head over here. Just add one to the back of the head there. I need to get a spacer or something. I don't have any shorter M8 bolts. Oh, look at that. I do have one. Never mind. I think these were the motor mount bolts off of the factory mounts for the LS. Lots of thread engagement. It'll work. It'll have to work. There we go. It might pick it up a little more even. Who knows? Probably wishful thinking. But I'm good at that wishful thinking nonsense. What do I always say? If you're not doing it twice, you're probably not doing it right. Let's tighten this side up since it already has a lean going that way. Alright, let's see if we're gonna hit next. Easy. Dude's trying to get out of there. No, you're going in, bud. You're not going nowhere. Except for inside this damn Suburban. Even. I don't have the transmission mount on either, so the transmission may be too low. The back of the transmission may be too low. There we go. And it fell right into those motor mounts. I'm telling you, man. These Tejas steel motor mounts. Tejas Steel Works. Dude, that was, you know, obviously me getting the engine straight in there, but first lick, man. First try. See, those bolts line right up. That one I may have to just put the little alignment tool in there just to line it up. Barely. Not bad. 15 minutes and we're here. Stab motor in 15 minutes. You can't complain with that. So I'm gonna find the bolts, I guess. Then we'll climb under there and see where the transmission mount's hanging out. See where he's at. If he likes his location or not. Otherwise we'll have to do all that jazz taking that thing loose. I don't know. Half of me wants to buy another transmission cross member, but half of me is about spending on this project. So you know how it goes. All right, we'll be back shortly. All right, got the jack under there under the transmission. Let's see. It doesn't seem to line up with the cross member very well, so that's fucking fun. There's the cross member. There's the hole. And those are forward a little bit, so I was just blinding the piss out of me. Thought about just elongating the holes on this, putting the holes in a different spot, and I think it might. I probably don't want to do that. Then you move the center of it and stuff like that. You don't want to do that. Should have just bought their damn transmission mount, I guess. Tejas Steel Works, that is. Transmission needs to come to this way, toward me, toward the passenger side. The engine and transmission needs to shift over. So it needs to, the motor needs to twist that way. Okay, I'm not quite as strong as I like to think I am. There's no twist in that. Let me get a ratchet strap and I'll just strap the transmission housing and kind of pull it with the frame. So we'll be right back. I'll get a ratchet strap and then we'll get set up. See what we can do. Just keep our fingers clear. That's the biggest deal. Keep your fingers clear. You know, let's think about this for a second. Let's get this loop over the chassis. Trying to avoid all these lines over here. There's lines everywhere. Fuel line, brake line. I just don't want to pinch anything, you know. Get in there. Get out of there now. Come on. Alright, let's see where that put us. Now I pulled it too far at this side. Damn, it's so close. See how close that is? I don't really like drilling up under here because there's not fucking room. But I don't guess I have much of a choice because I'm not taking that cross member off. It's a pain in the ass. And if I take that cross member off, it is not going back on there. So let me jack it up real quick, jack it back up, and then I'll drill that out and see if we can't get that to line up a little better. Nothing little Warsher can't fix. Old George Washington, stick him off in there and let him solve our problems, right? All right, we'll be back shortly. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and just move these holes back a little bit. So we'll get super precise here with this real vintage caliper. A half inch will be there, so we'll just go ahead and move it back a quarter maybe. It gives us still enough room to have the bolt in there, I believe. I don't know. I'm just winging it, guys. Just winging it. Yeah, bent that a bit. I did. I certainly did bend that drill. It's not what you want. Not at all, mate. Let's just jump on up to the 13, or what is this? 1330 seconds? I don't, what is it? Yeah, 1330 seconds. That's equivalent to M8 bolt, maybe? Let's just see. Yeah, maybe just have to get one without a washer, and I think it'll be just fine. Put a little Loctite on there, and she ain't going nowheres. Nowhere. Where you going? Nowhere. Get a different pilot bit. Close enough for rock and roll. Do I have a unibit over here? I do. I'll clean that shit up with it then. Not a worn out one, that's for damn sure. That one's just stepped out, I guess. This one looks like it is too. Not as bad though. I need a reamer is what I need. Doug reamer. Forget how much Doug Reamer cares about kids.
Oh, sorry, I forgot how much Doug Reamer cares about kids.
I'm just gonna see if it fits, and then we'll go to reinforcing this. Well, I guess we should find bolts that don't have a washer built into them. M8. I got some torque converter bolts. Yeah, that's what I want to use, is those pieces of shit. Why do I even keep this junk? Oh, you're just watching me shake the camera around. We'll be back in a minute after I find some bolts. Alright, these ones look like they're going, or this looks like it's gonna work. You know, maybe. I'm just gonna stick them in there and bolt them down for a second. And see what happens. Never mind then, those ones are too fine threading. Alright, be right back. I got a couple other ones I'll try. And we're back. But wait, there's more. All right, let's let the transmission down and see if it falls into place correctly. See where it goes. It's in there. I'm sure it'll be fine. If it doesn't work out, then we can always come back and switch it around. We'll just try it and see. Maybe by the time I gotta take it apart and redo it, I'll have a damn lift, so it won't be such a big deal. Alright, I guess I need to find a bolt for that. I guess I need to get this ratchet strap off of here too. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, I think we're gonna call it a day, but just like one last quick thing. Since I was down there, I was like, well, let me grab the drive shaft and see if it fits. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work, the one from the donor. So I'm not gonna mess with too much more today, but at least I've got something accomplished. I got an engine installed. That's pretty freaking great. I need to cut the cross member out. So you had a carrier bearing, 2-piece drive shaft carrier bearing at factory. So I need to cut that cross member out. I may just cut that cross member in the middle and just make a drive shaft tube, just because it's there and it's riveted in, and it's a bitch to get rivets out even when you have room. So I think I will just modify that, but pretty damn close, dude. It's almost where it was. See the line here where it was riding? It's what, a half an inch maybe? I don't know. We'll see what happens. And I think the yoke, damn U-joints are gonna work too. It's hard for me to see up there, so y'all tell me what you see. I don't know. I think it might. I need to measure, obviously, and verify. I think that's where we're at for the day. Pretty excited about that though. That'll save us $400. Drive shafts are expensive, and this is a good modern aluminum drive shaft. All right, cut some rotating mass out. That's what we want to do. Ugh. Anyway, I think this is where we're gonna leave it on this one. I don't know if this will be the end of the video, but this is the end of the day for me. I'm tired. All right, I know there's a lot of guys that do this and work a lot of hours, but I don't know. We've got nothing but time, guys, nothing but time. So anyway, we'll see you next time.